Hello and welcome back to another episode of our Legacy Challenge. And as you can see, Haleigh and the family are just out here in the garden, but we have had some changes to the lot. We have had an upgrade to their home, and so I just want to show you what's taken place. They have had a little bit of a facelift. We have given them a new home. It is a home that I have built, and I have placed it down on the lot for them. So we are just going to go through a little bit of a house tour. This is their new house, and they are now in a new little bit of a place. They have a new little basketball court out front and a hopscotch and a little bit of a playhouse out front for the children. But when you go into the front door, this is their new living room space here in the front. So they have a new little living room area and office area here in the front. And then right off of the living room, they have a nice little kitchen. And then they have this nice big bathroom area. It has a bathroom and a sink, and then you go through the door to the toilet and shower. This big area here, which is like a garage area, is the children's room. So all of the children live in the garage bedroom. And then when you go upstairs, we have the hallway area that has their reading section and a place for the parents to paint. Then we have a playroom for the children upstairs off of the hallway, and off of the hallway you go into also the parents' room, which is here. And then we have another bathroom off of the parents' room upstairs. So that is their new room. Out back they have a little patio area and a little bit of a sand area for the children to play in, but they also have a swing set. So we love that. So they are just out here. They are getting some new plants into the area because we did lose the plants that we had. So they're just planting some new things here to have themselves a new little garden. And we absolutely love that. Some other things that have taken place is Haleigh and Mitchell made enough money to purchase the last statue that we needed. So we do have all 5 of the statues that Haleigh needed for the goal to be met. So she's made and purchased all 5 of the statues that we need for this challenge, which is fantastic news. So we'll just show you that we have all 5 of those statues here in our inventory, which is fantastic. And also we have to now get just enough money for them to purchase the Viva La Landscape Painting. And once we purchase the Viva La Landscape Painting, Haleigh will have met all of her goals, and then she will be golden, and all of her goals will be met for her generation. So obviously, we are just going to be having her work on painting and making enough money so that she can purchase that painting so that she can meet her goals before she passes away. We do have a birthday coming up soon for Adriel in the next couple of days here. So he will be becoming a teenager. And once he becomes a teenager, we are going to be really, really focusing on Adriel, and we are going to be focusing on his life, finding him someone that he can be in a relationship with, and those kind of things. But in the interim, for now, we are still focusing majorly on Haleigh, and so we are just going to get her upstairs here. We're going to go ahead and let her start painting some things so that she can work on meeting her goals. So I do have some things in her inventory I want to sell so that we have enough money that she can go ahead and get some painting done, because we have very low funds. We had just enough money to sell the old house and me place down and furnish this house. It was really close, but it only left us with like 11 simoleons. But we did have, and that was after I made the plant purchase. But we do have just enough for her to make one painting. But hopefully she'll make a good profit off of this painting, and we can start making some money, and they can start making some paintings, and we'll make some profit off of that, and then we can purchase up that painting that she needs to purchase to meet her goals. The children are just heading off to school currently because it is a school day for them, and then we will just go ahead and let Mitchell kind of take care of his needs. I don't think he has work today, so he is off from work, and so he'll just be hanging out around the house. and tending to his needs while Haleigh is obviously not working. She just works from home painting. So she'll be getting some paintings and trying to make some money for the family. So we will definitely be dealing with that today, and we'll let Mitchell and Haleigh spend some much needed time together as well. And we're just going to try to get all of Haleigh's goals met in this episode, which is going to be fantastic because we definitely want her meeting those goals. And then when it becomes time for Adriel to become a teenager, we can really hone in on focusing on him and maybe following him to school and meeting people with him is kind of my goal. So I definitely want to be able to do that. So for now, we are just going to go ahead and we are going to work with her on that. And Mitchell is just going to deal with some of his needs. He is going to the washroom and making sure that he's taken care of, which is fantastic. So I am just going to clean up a little bit down here in the kitchen because the children kind of left a little bit of a mess, and then we will just carry on, which is going to be fantastic. It does look like Mitchell's needs currently are feeling pretty good and he's feeling focused. So we love that, and I'm just going to let him kind of tend to himself and let him kind of do whatever it is that he wants to do while Haleigh is upstairs doing some painting. So once she has finished this painting, we'll go ahead and get that sold and find out what our profit is, and hopefully it will be pretty substantial. And we can... Okay, so that was 703 simoleons that she got for that painting, which is pretty good. And we're getting calls from the school, and it looks like Julian had gone ahead and wrote his teacher a love note, and we're just like, that's not appropriate. We'll deal with that when we get home. So we're having to deal with some inappropriate behavior from the kids, which is not at all, anything that we're really happy about, but Haleigh's like, we'll just deal with that when we get home, when the children get home from school. So we're going to let her go ahead and use the washroom here, and then we'll take her on downstairs and maybe let her talk with Mitchell for a little bit. It seems that her and Mitchell are wanting to kind of have a little bit of a conversation together. They are wanting to spend some quality time with one another, so maybe they will be able to have a little bit of time for some romance while the kids are at school today, and we'll let them have a little bit of quality time together. He's come out here wanting to do a little bit of hopscotch, but I think that he has gotten a little bit frozen, so I may have to reset him. So she's going to come down and she's going to, I think, make a bit of a meal. That way when the children come home from school, there will be some food available for them to eat. As we know, she does like to make sure that everyone in the house has everything they need for food, and so she's going to go ahead and do that. And Everett has joined the spelling bee, and he is going to try his hardest at that, and hopefully he'll do a pretty good job. It doesn't look like he did, though. Unfortunately, he kind of messed up on some of those things, but I'm glad that he went ahead and tried his hardest and he didn't cheat. We don't want to raise cheaters in our family, so we are okay with the fact that he didn't do his greatest, even though he messed up and he didn't win the spelling bee. That is okay. We would rather him do poorly and try his hardest as opposed to cheating and getting caught cheating. So I think Haleigh would have been proud of him for at least trying his hardest and doing the right thing. So she's just making a little bit of prime rib and garlic mash right now. And she's just getting supper ready for them so that when they come home from school, everyone will be able to have a meal ready for them. And then once she is done cooking this meal, she's going to go out and have a little bit of a conversation with Mitchell and just try to tell him that she wants them to have a little bit of quality time together because she is missing them having some quality time. So I am just going to have her go ahead and, approach him and just tell him, the kids are at school and maybe we can have a little bit of one-on-one time together, and I'm sure that he will want to do that with her. So we will definitely be seeing that take place. She is really getting to be a good cook here. She has gotten a lot of domesticness about her, and the more she cooks, the better she gets. And so she really is enjoying it. As you can see, she's feeling very confident while she's in the kitchen and while she's cooking, and she's really come to have a love of cooking and a love of taking care of her family, which we absolutely love that for her. We really do. So she is done with that. She's just going to go out and she's going to have a little bit of a conversation with Mitchell now. And he is still standing out here at this bloody hopscotch thing. So I am just going to go ahead and reset him, and hopefully he will go ahead and go on inside. It does look like he is feeling a little bit hungry, so maybe he'll go ahead and grab a bite to eat of that food that she's gone ahead and made, and then they will be able to go ahead and have a little bit of a conversation, and maybe they will have a little bit of quality time with each other, a little bit of romance, and that will be fantastic that they will be able to spend some time together. Because I think that, you know, she's feeling like they need to have a little bit of romance in their life. They're needing to have a little bit of one-on-one time, because it has been a while since they have been intimate with each other. It is hard for them to have any one-on-one time and any alone time together, being that they have so many children in the house. And, you know, there are a lot of times that she's alone in the house because he does work outside of the house. And so anytime that they are alone together in the house, she definitely wants to be able to spend that with him and, you know, take advantage of any free time that they have together. And so she's just going to tell him, like, look, you know, it's been a while and I think that we should really take advantage of this time that we have together. And he's like, I agree with that. He's like, and by the way, this meal that you've cooked is fantastic. And she's like, do you think so? And he's like, yeah, you've really outdone yourself. And she's like, well, I know that you're typically the one that does, you know, majority of the cooking in here, but I really feel like I'm starting to get the hang of this. And he's like, you are really doing a fantastic job. It's, you know, your meals are getting to be really, really good. And she's like, I really think that's great that you think so. So they're just having this great conversation together, and she's just telling him how much she has missed spending time with him, and she's so glad that they're able to spend this time together, and that she really would like for them to, you know, have a little bit of intimate time together. And he's like, yeah, we can totally do that. And she's like, I know that it's, you know, kind of spur of the moment and maybe you weren't expecting it. And he's like, actually, I kind of did expect it, you know, I really did. And she's like, really? Are you saying I'm predictable? And he's like, I'm not saying you're predictable, but I mean, we don't get a whole lot of time alone. And I just figured that, you know, now that we are alone, that you would want to spend time with me. And he's like, you know, I'm of the same opinion. So these two are going to hug. They're going to go on upstairs. They're going to have themselves a little bit of a quick woohoo and spend a little bit of romantic time together. And Mitchell's thrilled about it, as you can see. And we are just going to go ahead, and it looks like I forgot to get enough beds, so I'm going to purchase another bed really quick for one of the children and let them have a little bit of a woohoo there. All right, so these two are just going to go ahead and come on upstairs in their room, and they're going to spend a little bit of time together and have themselves a nice little woohoo. And then Mitchell's probably going to have himself a little bit of a nap afterwards. He's feeling pretty tired, and I think this is going to take the last bit of energy he has. And so he'll go ahead and take himself a little bit of a nap afterwards. And I will probably get Haleigh to go ahead and do another painting, because we do want to make a little bit more money, obviously, because we do need to get her that Viva La Landscape painting that she needs for her goals to be met in this episode. And as we know, the children will be coming home from school soon. So that is all something that needs to be done. So she's just going to get up. She's going to go in here. She's going to go ahead and get started on another painting. And Mitchell's going to go ahead and get himself a little bit of much needed rest because he's feeling really, really exhausted. So she's just going to come on in and start painting, and we're going to wait for the children to go ahead and come on home from school for the day. Once they're home from school, we will make sure that the children's needs are all met and that they are able to get whatever needs they need done. Obviously, Adriel will need to work on his homework for the day, but we do want to make sure that the kids' needs are met, whether that be that they need some fun in their lives or they need to get some food in their bellies or whatever the case is. We'll make sure that we handle up on the children as well. But we definitely want her doing as many paintings as she can to go ahead and get these goals met for her. And she's feeling pretty good about herself. Like, she's had a successful painting. She's, you know, been feeling confident. She's got her family's meal made already. And, you know, now she's in here painting. She's had some quality time with her husband. And so she's thinking to herself, all in all, it's been a really fantastic day. And so she's feeling really, really good. the children are all home from school. Some of them are in a really playful mood. Some of them are feeling pretty focused and happy. And overall, we've got some really great moods as far as that goes for the children. It does look like Adriel went in and decided to get himself a little bit of rest. Everyone else is kind of in the need for some fun. So I'm going to queue up for them to do some things for fun and see if we can get them playing with some of their toys so that they can get some fun needs up. And for the most part, they're all needing a little bit of rest, but I want them working on their fun before I put them all off to bed. So I am just going to queue up and have Haleigh work on one more painting. She did get about 700 simoleons for the painting that she just painted, which is pretty decent money, but I am kind of hoping that she's going to paint a masterpiece soon, and that's going to put us over the top, and we'll be able to make a really good killing on a painting, and that's going to be enough for us to go ahead and purchase the painting that we need. As you can see, we have the children down here. They're just playing, getting their fun up, and then once they've done with that, we will go ahead and let them get a little bit of rest. Adriel's just getting a little bit of a cat nap in, and then once he's got up enough energy, we'll get him up and we'll let him work on his homework and maybe get himself a little bit to eat, because I think he's probably going to be a little bit hungry. So we'll just let him get a little bit of rest in, because he came home feeling pretty tired. So Everett is just playing with this baby doll. He is super cute. I'm absolutely loving that he, is taking the time out of his day to play with a baby doll. You don't typically see the little boys playing with baby dolls, but he has decided to play with a baby doll, which is super cute. And I love that. All right, so everyone is just going to take themselves a little bit of a nap. Tessa here is up here playing with the science lab, and her needs are in really, really good shape, which is fantastic. And so we love that for her. But when she's done with that, I'm just going to have her go and maybe go to the washroom, because she could stand to go to the washroom. And it looks like Julian has completed his child aspiration, which is fantastic. And why don't you go ahead and sell this painting? 935 simoleons for that one. That was fantastic. It wasn't really that great. I mean, I didn't think it was that great, but I mean, the game seems to think it was. So there's that. All right, why don't you go ahead, Tessia, and get yourself a shower, because you're seeming to be a little bit grungy. And Adriel is finally up. He's playing doctor right now, which is wonderful. We love that for him. He's getting some science and some logic. And then he's going to go ahead and get a little bit of homework in. And then we'll have him maybe go ahead and get himself a bite to eat. Mom's come down. She's just checking on him. She wants to make sure everything's going well with his homework. And she's asking him about his day at school. As we know, she is really tentative to Adriel and his schoolwork and things like that, because as we know, he is the heir to the next generation. And so she's very hands-on when it comes to Adriel. Not that she's not hands-on with the other kids and their education, because she is. But I think she's really concerned with the fact that Adriel is the heir. She knows that he's going to carry on this legacy. And so she wants to make sure that he's getting a really good education, and he's going to have a good sense on a good head on his shoulders and things of that nature. And so she's constantly on him, do your homework, do your makeup work, do your extra credit work. How are you making friends? Are you meeting people? And she's making sure that he's very well rounded, because she knows that he's definitely going to need that for his future. And it's not that the other children aren't going to have a future and she doesn't want them to be well-rounded, because she does, but she knows that this legacy is very, very, heavily dependent upon Adriel and the success of him. And so she's really kind of hard on him, to be completely honest. And she expects a lot more of him than she expects of the other children. The other children kind of have a little bit more of a leniency with her than Adriel does. Adriel, she has really high expectations for him. And so she pushes him a lot harder than she does the others. So she's constantly on him. And so as you can see, she's back up here. She's painting again. She is hoping that she's going to be able to knock this one out. She's hoping that she's going to be able to paint herself a masterpiece at some point today, so that she can make herself a whole lot of money, and she'll be able to get that painting that she needs for her goals to be met. She knows that she's getting really, really close to that being done, and she takes these things very, very seriously. And it looks like she actually has created a masterpiece. We're going to go ahead, we're going to sell that masterpiece to the gallery, and we got 1,614 simoleons for that, which does give us enough money to purchase that landscape painting. We're going to go ahead now and purchase the Viva La Landscape Painting, and we are going to meet that goal for Haleigh, which is going to be super exciting. I can't wait for her to be able to purchase that. We're actually going to hang this painting here in the house as proof that we have it. I'm not going to put it in their inventory. I'm actually going to hang it in the house, and we are going to be able to look at that painting. Every time she paints something, she'll be able to look at it because it's going to hang here, right here above her easel, as proof that she has met this aspiration and met this goal, which we absolutely love. So we have finally met this goal, and I love that. And I've marked it off on our spreadsheet as something that we have met, which is wonderful. So Haleigh has finally met her goal, and we are going to continue on with this in the sense of us being able to continue on with Adriel soon. When we continue on in our next episode, we will be seeing Adriel age up into a teenager, and we will be following him around in high school. We are going to be going with him to high school. We're going to be meeting friends with him and hopefully getting him into relationships and friendships and seeing his life and following his life, because he's not necessarily taking over the legacy just yet, but we do want to enhance his character and grow his character and start to mold him. And so we are going to be playing with Adriel a lot more predominantly, and so I am super excited about that. And we are going to start really building on Adriel's character, because he is going to be our next heir here for this legacy. So it is going to change a little bit in the sense of how we are going to be seeing this game played. We are going to be seeing a lot more of Adriel in the episodes to come. So I am really, really excited about that, really thrilled about that, and I can't wait to see how that's going to come through and how this dynamic of the family is going to change with us focusing on Adriel a little bit more. With that being said, I am going to go ahead and leave this episode here with us meeting Haleigh's goals, and I will see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you are notified when new episodes go live on the channel, and I will see you guys in our next Legacy Challenge episode, where we are going to be seeing Adriel age up into a teenager. And until next time, I'm going to go ahead and fly for now. Bye, Ravens.